Asteroid of fear.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Men of the House podcast. And coming at you this Saturday morning is going to be another episode of the Caregiving Chronicles. This is episode 101, brought to you by the Men of the House podcast. So, we'll go over a little weekly recap. The home health nurse just left. It's Friday night. This will be dropping in about 3 hours and 15 minutes or less. So, getting a little late recording in after the nurse left. We got Buck hooked up and taken care of. Everything checked out. She checks all the bells and whistles, a little bit like an oil change. Checks all the levels. Make sure everything's cracking, up to snuff. No bed sores, no this, no that. That we're caring for him properly. Yeah, last time she left, I had to jump her off because our car wouldn't start. And it subsequently, that was, I believe, why the tail lights were out on the CRV. I think it GF'd it a little bit. But yeah, let's go back to, I was thinking about something today that I didn't mention in my story. Um, Last episode was November, or well, there's one a couple of days ago, but November 20th is one where I reveal what took place that kind of followed me around for a long time, followed my worth, my self confidence, self worth around. But one of the things I missed, Buck and I were watching TV and they were mining in, I want to say eh, something gulch, but I almost said big gulch, too close to big gulp. But it reminded me of my senior year. I graduated high school a year early, and myself, Michael Johnson, who also graduated, my dad and his dad, we took three-wheelers and four-wheelers to the Continental Divide in Ouray, Colorado. And I was coming down on a racing bike, and so it's geared, the low gear is not as torque oriented because it's meant to be fast. And so I had less control coming down the mountain and actually rode my bike off the mountain, but I managed to jump off and was hanging literally um, off the edge of the cliff and pulled myself up. And my three-wheeler ended up upside down in the top of a tree about 120 feet down. Yeah, my dad thought I was a goner. Hence another time I escaped death. Like I say, nobody is more surprised than me that I'm still here, all the shit that I've done. But that was another one of those close calls, great escapes. So, yeah, thought I'd fill everybody in on that one. But make sure you go back and listen to the Wednesday episodes when I'm telling my story. They will be notated by, um, if you're on YouTube, it'll say my story or my journey. That'll be the thumbnail. Let's check those out. Caregiving Chronicles have Caregiving Chronicles on the thumbnail. Who knew? Who knew? Mr. Moto, master of the obvious. All right. So this week, special week, Thanksgiving week. Um, how was it? Well, for starters, there was no school, which means we got to skip the like 6:20 to 7:20 struggle of getting Sophie up out of bed, dressed, fed. She likes to go back to bed. if you don't check on her. Yeah. So we got to skip that whole fucking struggle. That was nice. That was positive. Um, I cannot remember. Yeah, thank goodness. I did the Monday episode weekend recap because I can remember the weekend if you told me. But let me see. My wife, she had clients near our home, so she went there. I hung out with my daughter. Let me look at my calendar here. What was going on? Oh, yeah. And then Tuesday was, um, I started off my morning with probably changing someone. I feel like I'm pretty sure that's what went down. And then got myself back over here for some business coaching and straightened out the last month, the last quarter. What are my goals? They're getting harder now on my daily tracking. I uh I don't think it's going to be hard to get above 80%. I mean, I can do it, but I am in this part of where I am taking two accredited coaching courses to be a transformational coach and strategic coach, life coach, and also a marketing course where I'm building a website for your peakperformancepartner.com, which I will be launching and starting coaching in 2025. So part of my goals are going to be to sell this coaching, find clients, and doing that via the internet and whatever is going to take a little more creativity, I guess you could say. Because yes, you want to sell it, but you don't want to come off like a scumbag. You don't want to oversell it. I don't like that, but you know, most of my conclusions I come to kind of on my own. Um, I mean, when I chose my business coach, I'd had people reach out to me, try to sell me. Maybe the fact that they didn't try helped, but I was already kind of leaning that way and just kind of pulled the trigger on that. So, be looking for that. That's going to be coming out. Let me help you. Let me be your accountability partner, your coach, um, help you course correct, change directions, or even transform into something completely different, kind of like I did. That's why I'm going to do this because I understand it. I've lost 56 pounds, um, gone from laid off, no direction to, yeah, all kinds of bad shit, to now being in a much better place and wanting to help others, give them the same thing that I got, which was off the hamster wheel and out of your head. Yeah, so that's the tricky part is starting these conversations through DMs or whatever and getting that going. Are you having meaningful outreach? Super difficult. Not that I don't believe in the product I'm selling or myself. Um, yeah, you just don't want to come off as skeezy. Anywho, but yeah, I think one of my daughter's friends came over Tuesday and they ended up kind of hanging out, doing their their thing, whatever 11-year-old girls do, play this and that. And so I probably more than likely spent time with my dad, checked all my boxes, had my business coaching. Um, I don't think I did a ton that day. Probably chilled out. And then Wednesday, which was the day before Thanksgiving, and my wife did her thing. It went pretty late because, she and my daughter went out of town to visit her parents. Um, shit, yeah, yesterday morning. So Wednesday, my wife was like, we needed water here for the coffee pot, for our ice maker, all this stuff. So my wife, like when she was done with her people, she had to go by Sam's and get water and this and that, the other, and still had to come home and pack and do all that. And she was tired, so they ended up leaving Thursday morning. So yeah, Wednesday I spent all day here doing it to it, getting my daughter showered, kind of she wasn't sure if she was going to go, but you know, just getting everything kind of ready. And then of course, Thursday morning they left, got down there pretty early. I got up and my mom, thankful for her, she came over with our dog Sugar to watch Buck so I could go to my aunt's house and um, have Thanksgiving. My dad was there, my uncle, one of my cousins, other aunt and uncle were there. So I was able to get out for a few hours and then take my dad home and hang out there for a bit, watch some TV, chill out, just be in a little peace and quiet. But yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving was meh. I am, there was no pork. Gotta have the pork. Gotta have the pork. Nothing but dry ass turkey. And then your basic shit. Which the more I think about it, I don't even know who, what, why likes fucking mashed potatoes. It's just like hot cream of wheat consistency with a savory taste. Kind of been changing my stance on whether or not I like mashed potatoes. Stuffing's my favorite. This one was meh. I would prefer like a good, you know, stuffing with sausage, something savory. I've never been much on the holidays. This was the first holidays I was actually excited about and ended up kind of getting stuck doing this, which isn't bad. But yeah, my idea of a holiday would be, my wife goes and sees her parents and other people. I'm not into the making appearances and driving around and visit 4 or 5 different sets of people, you know, making appearances. To me, the holiday is about if I could stay home with my family, with my wife and daughter, even Buck, and just have like pizza, tacos, not get out of pajamas, not do shit all day, but watch TV, relax, chill, enjoy each other, enjoy community. But with them gone, I mostly went over there so I could get some basic turkey stuff. Semi Thanksgiving meal to bring back to Buck. That was kind of the main reason I went, in all honesty. Wasn't for me. And to see my dad, so you didn't have to do that alone, go through that experience. Everybody knows sometimes the familial experience. I know him and his sister, where they had Thanksgiving, they're always bickering back and forth, so it's always something. But yeah, my aunt's very she has like a window. She likes to keep it nice and tidy and neat, and things happen on the schedule. It doesn't last very long and kind of formal, same thing every year. Yeah, she doesn't even have rolls. First thing she said to me was, I hope you didn't bring no rolls for me to heat up. I don't want no effing rolls. And I'm like, it's not about you. If you're hosting Thanksgiving, then you're in the business mood of serving others. And serving others is about what they want, not what you want. But I didn't bring my rolls. I had a one of those little packs of Texas Roadhouse rolls. Didn't bring those. Forgot my diet ginger ale or root beer, which sucked. Normally she has the gold label Diet Coke, caffeine free, which I don't mind that one. I like that one better than Diet Coke. But yeah, she was out of that, so a fucking Powerade Zero, which is kind of disgusting. And yeah, so overall, the only thing I went to town on finished was nothing bundt cake, carrot cake, which I'm really not even a fan of them because the frosting is too sweet. I much prefer Janie's cakes, the Italian cream. Janie's cakes were like a house divided of A&M and UT, the Cowboys and the Texans, Janie's cakes, and nothing bundt. I'm the Janie's cake person for sure. Italian cream. If you haven't had it, you're missing out because it's not overly sweet. Nothing but cake. If you're listening, tone down the icing. It's too much. It's gross. Yeah. A little piping on the top is one thing, but filling the whole center of the bundt cake, come on. You fill it with Italian cream or something good that's not overly sweet, be my guest. But yeah, your icing sucks. For the record. Yeah, I went to town on that, came back, um, fed Buck some turkey dinner, got him a lemon bundt cake because he said that lemon chiffon cake was his favorite. And he said the lemon bundt cake kind of reminded him of his mother's pound, not pound cake, used to make angel food cake. So he enjoyed it, and I got him to bed, and I went out and was watching TV and falling asleep in the chair when he called me because there's a little sticker that goes on your leg that attaches the catheter tubes. It was coming off and pulling his skin, so I replaced that. Then he asked me to turn the TV back on, which meant we were staying up later. So I moved to the bedroom and I probably gave him about an hour, maybe 11:30. I went in, turned off the light, and then I came in and passed out. I was pretty super tired. I think I passed out sideways on the bed. The wife and kid gone. If I want to sleep sideways, I'll sleep sideways. Yeah. Hmm. Then woke up this morning. A little rough getting around, a little slow till I had my coffee. Did all my stuff, all my new list of checking off my peak performance tracker. What did I do after that? Oh, once he got up, um, I did our morning routine, made him breakfast. Then after breakfast, I got him kind of set up. Uh, his neck was a little sore from turning his head to the side to watch TV. So I moved the bed, and once I moved the bed, I said, well, right before that, I was in the living room doing kettlebells, push ups, some resistance bands, um, did 5 sets, and then told him I was going to go for a walk because we're now at a place where if he's up, seated, awake during the day, I can actually be like, hey, I'm going to go for a walk. He knows I passed by, but he'll be good to go. And I get to have an early walk because he's like, oh, you didn't get your walk yet? And I'm like, well, look, I'm not going to go walk in the morning while you're asleep because if you wake up while I'm not here, then, you know. But it is super cool and better for me that I can at least kind of get it in early. Now that I know like he's okay with me going and he'll be okay for 45 minutes to an hour, yeah, I can get out and get some sunshine, not walking at night. It's pretty cold today. It was a good 50, and of course I've been sweating from all the kettlebells and push-ups and bands, and um, so it was chilly when I started walking, but it got there. Yeah, I gotta get ready for that 20 miler. I gotta start putting in more time, more duration once my wife gets back. Especially on the weekends, I need to start like 2 and 3 hour walks. I need to go a good 10 miles, 12 miles, at least half the distance. I mean, that was probably the most I ever trained for when doing Bataan, 26.2 miles. So if you know you can make it halfway, then you're just going to have to gut and grit it out the second half. But I know I can do that. So, yeah, did a little bit of that today and then came in and, it's kind of like I'll do something for me, something for him, like in terms of checking off boxes. So I got my movement in, and then I think at some point we were watching something, and kind of in between, I did my 45 minutes of learning. So I set myself a timer and pause it anytime I have to go back there and check on them. And got my 45 minutes of learning done. Something for me, then something for him. Stretched him out. And after I stretched him out, I had him do some dumbbells, some upper body. And after that, we had dinner. I'm over here at rotisserie chicken and rice. Plain Jane. Over here on a Friday night, I should be like throwing down on a cheat meal, like some pizza that I've been craving. Almost made one last night. I got this, I don't know if it's Earthbound Farms or one of these. It's maybe a Greek style pizza. It's supposed to be something different about the crust. Looks tasty. Urban pie, that's what it is. Nuncio or Penzio or I don't know. But in all fairness, I mean, I've kind of been eating too much. I'm 4 or 5 pounds over my lowest weight mark because it's just been too many holidays. Except today, I stayed on point, stayed on track, which is good. Hitting my protein goal, under on calories. I mean, I only get 1,500 and something a day. It's not a ton. So, yeah, not a lot. But it's the price I'm gonna have to pay if I want to get shredded and diced up. Shredded like lettuce, diced like fucking chicken, onions and bell peppers. Be so fucking diced up and look like Brenoir. Mhm. Instead of a 6 pack, I'm gonna have like a 32 pack. Be so many muscles. Yeah, maybe, perhaps. But then I got me a shower and I was gonna record earlier, and right when I swear I was getting ready to record, it was like, here calls the nurse. Is it too late for me to come? Nope. So, yeah, it was a good hour and a half visit. But that's cool. It comes with the territory. I got nowhere to be, nothing to do. Didn't want to be up super late making clips, but this is where we are. So, I'm gonna hop off this, upload it, assemble it, get it together, make some clips, and I hope you guys enjoy this on your Saturday brunch, a Saturday walk, whatever it is you're doing. It's probably a shorter one, so go back and listen to another episode you haven't listened to if you need to get more time in. Um, but hopefully, coming with the new year, we'll be switching up the podcast to your Peak Performance Partner Pod or your Peak Performance Pod. I don't know what yet, and where I'll be coming probably with tips and maybe interviewing people and try to nail something down with my wife for like when I can actually schedule interviews, get back to the interviews, and yeah, so, you subtract a bunch of stuff and then you start adding it back slowly. Yeah, as long as I can make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. I got to figure it all out. Anywho, if you're going to be interested in some accountability coaching or transformation, change, whatever it is you're interested in, hit me up. Be looking for your peakperformancepartner.com. If I'm going to be probably this month, December, starting some free coaching um, to practice, and free is better than what it's going to be in 2025. It'll be worth it, but yeah, what's better than something that's free and valuable? So, if you think you might want to be one of the 2 or 3 people that gets some free coaching and helps me test it out or try my hand at it or see what the experience is like, then hit me up. Yeah, I don't care what it is. Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. It's all about having me to help point you in the right direction, clear road blocks, um, but also to listen, figure out where your hangups are, whether they're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then get past those. Because, yeah, change is hard, but sometimes not that hard. Sometimes we're just stuck in an old pattern, reliving the same bullshit day, same emotions. But the problem is you want to change, but when you start changing, that new feeling feels uncomfortable, even if it's the right feeling for the person you want to be. Your body adapts quickly, be it to junk food, weather, bad situations, um, living the same shitty day on repeat, and a mental funk can be the same thing. And so, even when you're making progress, it may feel a little uncomfortable, and you may revert back to comfort, revert back to the same situation that you're trying to get out of, but you don't know it. But that's why I'm here, to help you out. So, hit me up if you're interested. Until then, go out and be the person that you want to meet.
Let's go.